SARS generates, here we go again, generates. Anyway, whatever, you get what I'm saying. SARS generates 1.8 trillion a year. And now, where does all that money goes? That's what everybody wanna know, right? All that money, apparently, it goes to the government, and then the government distribute the money through different departments. Your healthcare services, your infrastructure, your education, all those type of bullshit, right? And at the same time, it also subsidizes on companies like your Eskom, your Transnet, just for them to run smoothly, even though we're still experiencing load shedding, we're still experiencing lack of transportation. We don't really have much trains in the country. Yeah, there are trains in certain part of the provinces, but not in the whole country. So, and that's where some of the money get lost along the way, because from all that 1.8 trillion, it get distributed, not evenly so, but they distribute it according to the importance of how they see, okay, this one we gotta focus mainly on its services or its subsidies so that we can generate more money again. Because so whether you're working for the government or the private sector, where's the people who are working for the government sector? So somebody who's working for the government, they are being paid through our taxes. So whether you are an HR manager or you are an admin clerk or you are a financial or whatsoever in the public sector, your salary is being generated from our tax, or let me not say our tax, from the taxpayers' money, right? From whether it's your VAT, your fuel levy, your income tax, your company tax, all that money. That's how they get to pay their staff members according to different departments, right? And then at the same time, in the private sector, remember the private sector, its main aim is to make profit. So a certain portion, we pay tax, and then that tax, it goes back again to those departments in the government sector, right? And then, like I said, this is where most of the money get lost and where most of the money get looted, because there are these so-called people called the tenderpreneurs. The tenderpreneurs, I don't know, it's like an entrepreneur, somebody who think they can start a business or who's aspiring to start a business or a company, and then they get a tender from the government, and then the government inject a certain money to the project. So suppose maybe they want to build a hospital or a school, so a certain person has to come and present their company and show. It's more basically of whoever who's the highest bidder will get the tender, and then the government will fund that project. And then again, this is where the money gets lost, because even in the health sector, sometimes the tenderpreneurs be buying or producing counterfeit medicine so that they can still have some retention money on the side in order to eat, right? So as long as the tender is being completed for like maybe 75%, it is regarded as a certified work. So if the tender is at 75%, it is regarded as job complete, and the rest of the percentages, well, we take them. So, like I said, this is where all the money gets lost. So, the government officials, they make relationships with tenderpreneurs. They tell them which tender is going to come out, which project they're going to be focusing on maybe in the coming years. And then tenderpreneurs, they draft a proposal and a business plan, they register their company and then apply for a tender, right? Make a quotation here and there, and then the highest bidder, it's basically saying the one who got the quality of the proposal is the one who's gonna get the tender, right? And then the government, it takes out some money. Remember, guys, 1.8 trillion, that's a lot of money. That's beyond billions. So 1.8 trillion, that's a lot of money, and it gets distributed across all these departments. Sometimes they be subsidizing Eskom, like I said, and Transnet, but then the tenderpreneur will be like, you know what, this project is gonna cost us 300 million to complete it. And then what happens is the government fund that tender or that project 300 million, and then the tenderpreneurs, they take maybe 150 million or 200 million, try to start a project, right? And then the rest of the money is being shared across those government officials and themselves. You'll be seeing once someone gets approved of a tender, next day or the next month, this guy has bought a car. This guy now is no longer staying in the rural areas. This guy now, he's a councillor. You know, that's how most of our government officials and the tenderpreneurs are working intertwinedly, so because they'll be like, hey man, there's a lot of money in the government. In the government sector, there's a lot of money, but we have to come up with a... So basically, they are fabricating the documents. They make it look like this project is going to cost 300 million, where, as a matter of fact, this project might even cost them 150 million. And then the rest of the money, it gets chowed. And in most cases, even their workers, they be paying them with cash through fortnights and shit like that, so that there won't be any paper trail for accountability, right? So what's happening is the fact that taxpayers, they pay taxes on everything, on food. Now even to drive on the streets, you gotta pay e-tolls and shit like that. Like they still wanna implement that thing because the public were like, nah, how can I pay for the road that sometimes I'm not even using? How can I pay for the road? Meanwhile, I still gotta service my car. Now, if your car is fucked up, they're gonna fine you. So the government is making money through all these channels. If your car is fucked up, they're gonna be like, hey man, your taillight is not working. They're gonna charge you, they're gonna give you a ticket, and then now you gotta pay that ticket. And then the ticket, it goes to the Department of Transport and what, and then at the same time, it ends up at SARS. From SARS, it goes to the government. To the government, it comes to the services again, to the public again, maybe through, never mind the social relief grants. Those monies, they are not directly from the government and they are not directly from the taxpayers. There's a company that funded the government with that certain money in order to relieve people, give them grants, offer them whatever, knowing very well that they're still gonna get that money back through tax.
Trejo Tebucho from Turf Loop, but currently residing in Brakpan. I'm a scriptwriter and a filmmaker. I've always wanted to study film and TV production, but due to lack of funds, I ended teaching myself how to write scripts, shoot, edit, and direct short films and podcasts. I started a YouTube channel, LungTrey Studio, where I shoot short films and podcasts on my Samsung.
We live in a world where the system and capitalism turns a blind eye on its hoi polloi. As we all know that nothing is permanent, I welcome you all to the LungTrey segment where we're gonna talk, share, listen and laugh if it's laughable. So sit back, relax. I'm your host, Trejo Tebo here. See you soon.